Osteopathy and Osteotherapy. Both in the more fortunate parts of the Western world and in the East, osteopathy, a highly effective form of healing, is available. The founder of osteopathy, Dr. Andrew Taylor Still, practiced in the United States of America in the 19th century. Much can be read about him, his life story, and many of the laws that are still valid today are attributed to him, two of which I would like to mention here and now. The first is, most importantly, the unrestricted domination of the circulation, which includes the circulation of blood, lymph, and cerebrospinal fluid, and the free flow of energy, Qi. Dr. Still gained his understanding from the Indians and awakened him to truths that still apply today. The human body has functioned on the same principles for thousands of years, and modern lifestyles have not changed these principles. In other words, the body was not designed to sit still, it was designed to move. Today's lifestyle is the basis of many chronic problems. Movement is the best restorative, sustaining, and often healing activity, and if you don't move at all, sooner or later you will get ill. The second law that comes to my mind is that we come in the realm of life and death if we go into the lymphatic system. This means that if there is a problem with the lymph flow, there is not much left before the body collapses. But who deals with lymph flow in their lifetime? No one. This is a process that happens on its own without our attention. Anyone who moves, anyone who does muscle work, is serving the body lymph flow on his own, unknowingly, because the best mover of lymph is the muscle work, that is, movement, first and foremost regular movement in aerobic conditions. So osteopathy has a good 150 years of modern history, but if you think of it as a manual activity, a manual system of medicine, you are looking at thousands of years of history. Osteopathy, like osteotherapy, is a narrow but very important slice of medicine, and it is where modern medicine is weak, I would say, where it is in losing position, and that is in the area of chronic problems, because chronic problems are lifestyle problems. Osteopathy and osteotherapy works on the body's self-healing process. It triggers them. This brings to mind a third rule: recognize it, find it, fix it, and leave it alone. Leave it alone, it means let the body reorganize itself. Once the fault has been corrected, the body will respond and sort itself out. So the treatments are reaction-based therapies. It means the process takes a few days longer than the time spent in the therapy. What is important here is what is allowed and contraindicated to do after the treatments. It will be discussed this personally. I won't get into it now. So why the decision what is osteopathy and osteotherapy? The difference is irrelevant, if you like, because the easiest way for anyone who is interested, who wants to enter this field as a patient, to find information is to read the international literature online, because there is plenty of material and lectures on osteopathy. If you can read up on it and know English, German, Russian or Chinese, you will already understand a lot. If you look deeper and want to distinguish between the two concepts of osteopathy and osteotherapy, I have a shorter and a longer answer. The short answer, which is not very revealing, is that I have done courses in different levels of integrated manual osteotherapy. I have a certificate of it, so I call myself an osteotherapist, and I call activity osteotherapy, and that's it. If I want to go into more details about the content and why, I have to start with the fact that this is what Dr. Gábor Kulcsár called the system he put together: integrated manual osteotherapy. The reason he did this is that he has created a system from several manual guidelines, and according to himself, he has taken from each of them what has been proven to work well, and from this he has created a very effective system. I consider Dr. Kulcsár to be a very good thinking, true syncretistic professional, and that is how he sees himself. I look up to him as a master. For me, the effectiveness of osteotherapy is demonstrated by the fact that in the last 8 years of my professional practice, I have successfully applied the system in 98% of the cases that have come to me. Some of the remaining 2% are certainly cases where my recognition was lacking and could have been included into the system, but I failed to recognize the complaint and the root cause of the problem, and therefore could not offer a solution. Another part of my failed cases was something that fell into the realm of white coat medicine, not osteotherapy. The system is also not for everything either, so I will quickly tell you here what is not in the scope of osteotherapy. It does not cover viral and bacterial diseases, congenital disorders, cancers, and a wide range of autoimmune problems, if the diagnoses are correct, I might add. This is important to note because I have had more than one case of what I thought was an autoimmune issue where the problem resolved, Hashimoto's disease for example, or I have also had cases where it was thought the symptoms were through surgery mistake on nervous system, although a cure could be achieved. All of these mean that the initial diagnosis was wrong, because if it hadn't been wrong, I wouldn't have been able to help. The point is, and I will explain this in another post, how and through what system of correlation can you interfere with the functioning of the thyroid if the problem is not really Hashimoto's, but only part of the symptom complex is indicative of this autoimmune disease, while it is something else. What then is or could be the field of osteotherapy? Anything beyond the exclusions I have just mentioned. There is a good chance that a solution can be found through this different lens of medicine if many people have been seeing the patient with the problem, found nothing, but still there are symptoms, there is pain. Whether it is a migraine, tinnitus, hot flashes, undue weight gain after an accident, for example, or simply lower back pain, neck pain, dizziness, visual disturbances, etc. So what exactly is osteotherapy then? What is the syncretistic system of trends to stop me from saying too much? Of course, it is based on the whole range of osteopathy, skeletal, cranial, visceral. These are now taken separately, although the system is one. Part of the system is the chiropractic, which has developed hand in hand with osteopathy. The two systems have been interacting for the last 115 years. It includes the ancient Chinese Tuina massage, includes the methods of manual therapy. Part of the system is the sacro-occipital school. These 5 elements are the basis of osteotherapy, Dr. Kulcsár's system. These 5 elements are indirectly complemented by the system of vacuum therapy treatments, the Arabic, Byzantine, and Chinese schools of medicine, and the system of tendon muscle channels. Its part could be, but I am not familiar with the scope of acupuncture and reflex massage. The system is so deep that the learning and understanding is inexhaustible. The system is open. Once the studies are completed, another level of learning continues for all those who use the system. Each case teaches which could be interpreted within the system, but in non-classroom settings, unlearned cases can be solved using the thinking, cognition, and tools within the system. It is an open system that supports thinking and cognition, not based on protocols. Thinking affects the system, using the system affects thinking. As a practitioner, I can tell you from my own experience, if you do it, you grow with the system. If it becomes part of your life, you grow even more. If you don't grow. In other words, practice makes perfect. Dr. Kulcsár says, if you do your work out of habit, you will fall back into the master category. With this thought, I will end this introduction. If you have been following carefully, you will understand what the system of osteotherapy consists of and the difference between osteotherapy and osteopathy. If you have complained, you can try to call me. I do not answer the phone when I work, as I have no assistant, so you often have to wait for me to call you back. If you are unsure, you can check with me in advance whether your problem is likely belong to the field of osteotherapy or not. If likely not, I will persuade you not to come to the visit. If there is a chance for healing, I will explain the context of the system over the phone. You can save yourself a phone consultation by visiting my website, where you will likely find answers to your questions, and you can also book a visit online. If you can't find the answers and want to find out more, I look forward to your call. Namaste.